What's up, everyone? So, Journey to Self is in the middle of our Journey interview campaign. And the point of this campaign is to showcase different melanated individuals as they journey towards their true self. It is my hope that you all leave each of these interviews wanting more, but also inspired to see what parts of you may have been forced on you, and then remove those aspects so that you can heal and simply be your actual self. Now, this week we have the privilege to chat with the goddess Morgan. Hey, Morgan,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good. I'd be better if my lighting was a little bit better, but we're gonna roll through
Look, same. I keep trying to move and position myself. So, as a nonprofit that is constantly using the term true self, I think it is important that we showcase that the definition of true self actually differs from person to person.
it.
So, what is your definition of true self?
That is a great question. So, my definition of true self would be living in who you are, being unapologetic about who you are,
Mhm.
whether that may ruffle some feathers, because everybody not gonna like you, everybody not gonna love you, um,
Right.
and you won't like people as well. However, being your true self is being exactly who you want to be and and standing firm in whatever your beliefs are and doing that unapologetically.
Yes. So, with that being said, how are you intentionally journeying towards, being your true self or remaining your true self?
Sure. So, it's funny you asked that because over this past year, a lot has taken place in my life, and I have found or refound my journey of me becoming myself and getting back
Right.
to my true self. And so from a young age, I already knew like and was grounded in who I was. And
Mm,
I don't want to say blame. I give that to my parents because
yeah.
they raised me with the notion of okay, be who you are, be who you want to be, but then also do what you need to do to get to where you want to go. And also, my parents were very instrumental in allowing us to speak our minds and say what
Mm,
needed to be said
that
as
is
a
important.
child. Right. And so I didn't feel like my growth was stunted in any manner. If there was an activity that I wanted to do, my parents always supported that. If there was a book I wanted to read or something I wanted to, listen to or whatever, they made sure
Right.
that they provided those resources for me to do so, which helped me along my journey of figuring out who I was. So by the time I
Mm,
got to high school, I was like, I knew firmly, like, I'm Morgan. I'm going to say what I need to say. It may not be the best thing to say sometimes, but it is what it is. And by the time I got to college and I started to realize, and learn like people are crazy. And I was like, people just, coming to school and being they think they want to be or whatever. I
hmm.
became even more rooted in myself because I said, okay, well, I know for what I am uniquely compared to my peers. And I
Exactly.
saw that of course, we all have items in our lives that we want to elevate from or diminish or whatnot. But I knew exactly who I was. And I've always stood firm in that.
I love it. I love it. And ever since I met you, that confidence, it stands out. It's contagious because, and I share this with you all the time, but because of just the confidence and the leadership that you always exude, that honestly helps me, in my leadership skill in my arena. And if you hear my alarm in the background, just disregard those, the babies coming in and out.
It's okay because my door opened and I think the neighbor cutting the grass. So it's okay.
Right. So another thing that I've noticed, as I made my commitment to healing myself and exploring just all that I am, I realize some people just don't understand the change, that you take on or that you embark upon. So,
Yeah.
have you experienced a change in relationships or maybe even friendships since you started putting yourself in your journey first?
Well, selfishly, I've always put myself first. And I hate to say that. I told somebody that on our work meeting earlier. I was like, I'm kind of selfish. So
Look, that's
I
not
put myself
selfish
first.
though.
Yeah. But no, I have experienced people moving away or moving out of my life. And I wouldn't say that it was because of me on this journey to being my higher self. It was more so that just their time was up in my life. You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
I've always from a young age, I've always thought everything happens for a reason, and I've
Right.
always been told everybody have a season. And so, some people who have rolled out of my life and moved on to their new season and have not moved with me through my seasons, it wasn't because of me on this journey. It was more so that just was what happened. For instance, I had a friend from college. We were best friends actually. Met in college, hung out all the way through, supported each other. Got home from college, still hung out, supported each other. Bless her heart, she had a man and forgot that she had friends.
Right.
And so I tried my best to continue this relationship and keep it going, but over time, her relationship to her trumped our friendship. And if I look back at it now, even thinking about our conversations from college, I've always had the same friends from elementary school. I just
Right.
have added friends along the way, like you and Chanel and other folks or whatever.
Right.
But we used to talk about our friends in college, and like, oh well, have you seen such and such? Or are you gonna go hang with this person? And I noticed, and I didn't flag it at the time, but I noticed that a lot of her relationships that she had when she was younger, she cut those off when she
Mm.
got a new group of friends, which was us. Whereas
Right.
me, I was bringing my friends into the fold so we all can be friends or at least get to know each other. And so in my older years, I understood like maybe that's just her MO and that's just how things move in her life or whatnot. And you don't want to lose people in your life that you love, but again, everybody is not here for your season or here to move through you with life. So it is
That's
what
true.
it is.
That's true. Some people have an expiration date,
Yeah.
and like you said, everything happens for a reason. And I believe that some relationships are just for a particular lesson. Maybe her companionship was to get you through a certain time in your life where having her around, maybe made the situation easier or lighter.
Mm.
So yeah, we definitely gonna send her just her positive energy wherever she may be in life right
Yes.
now.
And I
Yes,
still will reach out to her every now and then just to let her know I'm thinking about her and praying for her,
yes,
just so that she's aware that, I'm thinking about you. If you want
right.
to
And look, I'm
come
covering my eyes in case I have any friends that feel like since I've been booed up, I've been MIA.
well, it's bound to happen because you take on a life, you are
Right.
taking on a whole new life with having a husband and a family or whatever.
Yes.
Um, I just think people I know for me personally, friendship is a big thing. If I
Right.
allow somebody to be my friend and bring them into my circle and into my life, that means I really love you and I want to see the best out of you. You know what I mean? Even
Right.
Chanel, I brought y'all in. We have been friends ever since. And I would
Exactly.
never want our relationship to diminish because I love you all and I want that to continue. So,
Yes, and that's
it's
true.
something.
On my healing journey, I've learned that there is so much love, that you can share. You never really run out of it.
Never,
So
never.
once you start pouring into yourself, then you make that time for your friends and
Mhm.
for family and whoever outside of your relationship because you see how those still pour into, you as a whole. So
Right.
I love that. But now, my favorite question that I like to ask, what has been a roadblock or maybe just something you have experienced and learned from during your journey so far?
Ooh, this is a great question. So, a roadblock. Okay. I know I probably done told you this story before.
Let me hear it.
Being at a previous organization that I was at, I was there, started out there as a AmeriCorps member, moved all the way up to a director role. And my executive director at the time, our succession plan was for me to step into her role eventually.
Right.
And so in my mind, I'm like, perfect. I'll be here for 10, 15 years and move on and go somewhere else or whatever. God had other plans for me. And so, but that roadblock was my mom say my mouth. But I rubbed some people the wrong way. Some Caucasian people the wrong way. You know, when you rub Caucasian people the wrong way, they're gonna try to get rid of you. Okay.
All of that.
Yes, and so that caused some rifts in some things, and I had to ultimately resign from a position that I loved. Like I love staff, I love the organization, I love the mission of the organization, I love what we did for the people that we served. And so when all of that happened and transpired, that took a blow. Like that was a blow to me. And like kept telling myself, well, you're not gonna go in depression over this. But I know I had a little mild depression because I was like, dog, well, what's next? You know, like where am I gonna go here when I already had this trajectory or this thought of path where I wanted to go in life. So that was a major roadblock for me. But I was able to get over that through, you know, leaning on the support of my friends and my mom and dad and my family, and even my network of people that I met throughout the years working there. God had put it in place where I left in a June. I think I left in July, and one of the partners that we worked with, she left her organization and she told me, I'm going to have an opportunity for you in January. This was in August. And so me and her kept in touch. We still keep in touch. And I actually sent her an opportunity to come and work for the organization I'm working for now.
Yes.
You know? So even getting over that hump of feeling like this is, you know, having my mindset of, okay, I know this is where I'm going to be at. Sorry. People riding by. I know this is where I'm going to be at. This is what I want to do, to being like losing all of that or whatever, to having to rebuild. If there was a time frame, even when I was with you all, when I met you all at our organization, during that time period, I did not feel like I was the Morgan that I was prior years in my other role or whatever. And it took my boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, telling me, he had to list down all these things like, well, you did this, that, and that. You helped me with this. You helped my business do that. You helped my business grow by giving me a contract with our organization. And I had to remember, and excuse my French, I had to remember who the fuck I was.
Right.
You know, whatever. And so those roadblocks come, but we have to, like I said, remember who you are and remember what your purpose is so that you can continue to move forward. And that was how I was able to overcome that. And now I'm in a much better space mentally, professionally, even physically.
Right. And that definitely goes back to what we were saying earlier on how everything happens for a reason. And sometimes we can have our mind tunnel vision, you know, and aimed at this one thing, but those setbacks, if you will, helps us see the God that's within us too. It's like you had that willpower and you found that opportunity, you know, to push yourself forward. And then look what you gained from that. Friends like me.
I know.
And then amazing opportunities where you've just been able to just expand your craft and touch so many other lives. So I love it.
I want to add one other thing. When all of that went down, I saw a quote on Instagram, and this was back in 2017, I think it was. And the quote said, God moves us because he know that we weren't gonna move ourselves.
Now
and that deep, because it's just he knew that I needed to go on and move on and get some change in my life, but he also knew that I was stagnant because I was like, oh, I'm gonna be here forever or till, you know, the cows come home at least. And so he decided to take me out of that situation so I could move into something different, into my greater and higher self.
I love it. Yes. That's why I always be like, why make plans, you know? Because the universe gonna put you where you need to be. You're gonna learn those lessons.
All the time.
Right. And see, I love asking that question about roadblocks because I also, don't want to sugarcoat the journey. I
Mm-hmm.
think, at times it's not easy being ourselves or even believing in ourselves. Certain situations, certain people will
Mm-hmm.
be accustomed to the old us and just won't acknowledge, what we're molding into or morphing into. So there will be hurdles sometimes. So that's just my way of keeping it real and just setting that expectation for those who are trying to start this journey.
Yeah.
But yes, shifting gears a little bit to Journey to Self. So,
Mm-hmm.
for anybody who probably missed our board members announcement or just haven't dug deeper on our website, you guys may not know that Morgan is actually the vice president of Journey to Self's board. So she has extensive just experience building nonprofits. I am a huge just fan and just always in admiration of all her knowledge and expertise. So, Morgan, yes, what do you love the most about J2S?
The vision.
I love it.
So,
Yes.
your vision, I will say that we will work to bring to fruition.
Right.
That's the simplest way to put it. I think offering a safe space for women to understand, to acknowledge shortcomings,
Right.
shortfalls,
Right.
their growth nuggets, as I like to say, providing that space for women to do so, just to become their higher selves, is needed. Because,
Yes.
it's so much going on in the world, and people can get so lost. And with social media, and I always talk to my friends, I'm always like, y'all, I'm so glad we had social media when we was young, because
Ooh,
imagine where we'd be. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
support, and but the mental health aspect of it for kids now is just horrible.
Exactly.
I actually just read an article, I think on CNN last week, about uh how social media has affected people's mental health, not even
Yep.
just children, but everybody. And so having this space with Journey to Self for people to come and just know that they can be who they are, and get
Exactly.
resources to do so, and provide healing for them, and just getting them to that next higher self, whatever
I
their higher
love
self
it.
may be. I think that vision is what drew me in, and of course I love
Yes.
helping.
I love it. I agree with everything you just said. And our viewers are about to get an exclusive right now because I actually have not promoted this. But next month, I am
Yeah.
actually talking to a group of 6-year-olds about the importance of positive self talk.
Mhm.
We'll also be talking about affirmations and just how to use them and things of that nature. Because what you said, social media, even the TV and cartoons these days are
Mhm.
pouring the wrong things into our youth. And
Yep.
so J2S is all about redirecting those conversations and bringing to light the power within us.
Mhm.
And our babies have it. I even interviewed little Miss Anaya for this campaign. So I can't
Oh.
wait for just you to see that and to just see all the gems that she was dropping.
Mhm.
It was a good one.
I believe.
But right, in an attempt to get a closer view into your journey,
Mhm.
can you share with me and our viewers something you are hoping to learn as you continue your spiritual journey?
Ooh, something I am hoping to learn. Well, okay, so of course, I want to be a lifelong learner.
Right.
Pinpointing something that I want to learn, I'll say something I want to continue to
Yes.
build upon. Um, Discipline. So for me, I don't have any discipline. No, no, no. I'm not gonna say I don't have any discipline. I have had discipline over the past, since I started my little weight loss journey. I've had discipline over
Right.
the past since April, and I am so proud of myself because
Me too.
I
I'm
have
proud of
been
you,
like
sis.
on it. Like even today, I was like, I got off the meeting, and I was okay. I got a little time to work out. And I was like, oh no, got to meet at 6. So I work out after that or whatever.
Right.
Making sure that I'm being disciplined in areas of my life to further move the needle of where I want to
Mm,
be in life. You know what I mean?
I love
So,
it.
and discipline can be across all areas of our life. Discipline
Right.
at work, because, working from home, I don't want to say this out loud, so hopefully nobody will see. You may have to edit this out of here.
Right.
Working from home, I may sit and I'm gonna get on my meetings and stuff, but I may lollygag. I may go watch
Right.
clothes, I sit and play in the mirror if I got some new clothes I want to try on or something.
Yes.
In my personal life, in my physical life, or I mean my personal life, being disciplined in making sure to put myself first. If that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Because for so long I worried about what everyone else was doing, making sure that
Right.
everyone else was fine, and then putting myself last, which reflected in how my appearance was. Not ever saying that I was not happy or anything, but
Right.
I know, like, I can be so much better than I am currently. And so my goal over this journey with Journey to Self is to increase my discipline and hope to instill that notion or that theory and thought process into some of those people that we serve.
Yes, I love all of that, Maury, and I can't edit that out. That was a whole scripture right there. And I agree with that because that was something, I constantly had to just really, really focus on throughout my journey too, because of all the things you said. We as women, especially us melanin rich women, we will put everybody first,
Mhm.
even if it's a job, a friend,
Mhm.
children, spouses,
Yeah,
whatever the case may be. So actually taking a step back and understanding that self-care is not selfish, so I made
exactly.
sure everywhere in my house, any mirror you go to, Morgan, I got affirmations. My phone will go off to just remind me, like, hey, sis, have you told yourself, you love yourself today? Like,
Mhm.
have you poured into yourself today? And I realized the more that I do that, the more that I intentionally stop and just love on Aniqua, the
Mhm.
better my dedication is to myself. Cause it's just like, dang, you love yourself so much you don't want to let yourself down, or you don't
Right.
want to just disappoint yourself. So I
Right.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And yes, 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 yes. So we can talk all day long. You know how we are when we
Yes.
get together. I say this in all of my interviews because I have so much love and respect for all of you guys who are participating in this campaign. But I want to respect your time. And then, of course, it's like almost 7 o'clock where we are right now. So I have to get to the babies.
Exactly.
But thank you so much, Morgan, for being a part of Journey to Self, being a part of this campaign, letting us in on your journey. And to everybody who's watching right now, even if you have just the tiniest interest in starting your journey or a journey that leads you to you, then
Mhm.
I invite you to check out our website, journeytoself.net. That is two, the number two, all about numerology over here. That way you can learn more. You can also engage with more of these interviews. And then my blog is also another wonderful resource.
Mhm.
So thank you again, Morgan, and everybody be on the lookout for another new interview next week. It's a very impactful one, and we'll see y'all then. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you for